Yan. Kumusta po sa mga viewers? Welcome again to my channel. I am Attorney Elmer Lucero. As a follow-up video to my first upload, ngayon naman, i-discuss natin yung just and authorized causes of termination at kung ano-ano nga ba ang dapat makonsider bago matanggal ang isang empleyado sa trabaho. Sasagutin po natin yan dito sa video ito. You can support me by subscribing to my channel and clicking the notification bell para mas marami pa tayong ma-upload na legal-related videos na gaya nito. So let's begin. The basic rule is that no employee can be dismissed from work except for a just or authorized cause and only after due process. Sa makatuwid po, maaari lamang matanggal sa trabaho ang isang empleyado o manggagawa kung ang basihan ay isa sa mga just or authorized causes at pagkatapos lamang ng angkop na proseso. Attorney, ano po ba ang basihan ng rule na ito? This rule is mandated by the 1987 Constitution at ng ating Labor Code. This basic rule is also anchored on the right of an employee to security of tenure that protects an employee from illegal dismissal. For us to be properly guided, ito po yung mga provision ng ating 1987 Constitution at ng Labor Code. Sabayan niyo po akong basahin at damdamin yung mga provision na ito. Una, Article 2, Section 18. The state affirms labor as a primary social economic force. It shall protect the rights of workers and promote their welfare. Pangalawa, Article 13, Section 3, Paragraph 1. The state shall afford full protection to labor, local and overseas, organized and unorganized, and promote full employment and equality of employment opportunities for all. At pangatlo, Article 3, Declaration of Basic Policies of the Labor Code. The state shall afford protection to labor, promote full employment, ensure equal work opportunities regardless of sex, race, or creed, and regulate the relations between workers and employers. The state shall assure the rights of workers to self-organization, collective bargaining, security of tenure, and just and humane conditions of work. Kung mapapansin po ninyo, na yung ating mga pangunahing batas ay binalangkas para mas maproteksyonan at mas pumabor sa ating mga empleyado. Balik muna tayo sa ating basic rule na no employee can be dismissed from work except for a just or authorized cause and only after due process, as we need to unpack the term employee. Question: who is an employee? Pursuant to Article 219, Definition of Terms, Item F of the Labor Code, employee includes any person in the employ of an employer. Thus, if you are performing a task, work, or service to an employer, then you are an employee of that employer. Kung mapapansin ninyo, yung definition ng batas sa term na employee ay walang kwalifikasyon or distinction. Sa makatuwid po, the protection against unlawful termination extends to all employees regardless of status. Whether you are classified as a regular employee, probationary employee, casual employee, project employee, seasonal employee, and fixed-term employee. Attorney, kahit probationary employee, hindi rin ba pwede tanggalin? Yes, tama po yan. Kahit ang isang probationary employee, hindi pwede na basta-bastang tanggalin. Kagaya rin ng regular na empleyado, ang isang probationary employee ay mayroon ring security of tenure during the period of his or her probationary employment, which under the Labor Code shall not exceed 6 months. Ulitin ko po, ang isang probationary employee also has security of tenure during the period of his or her probationary employment, and he or she can only be dismissed from work for a just cause or when he fails to qualify as a regular employee, in accordance with reasonable standards made known to him or her at the time of his engagement. Now, let's discuss the just causes for termination. Ulitin ko po, kapag sinabi nating just cause for termination, this refers to fault or negligence committed by the employee. Kaya, a dismissal for just cause is based on the employee's fault or yung pagkakatanggal sa trabaho dahil sa kagagawan mismo ng empleyado. Pero to be considered a just cause for termination, the improper actions committed by an employee against the employer or co-employees must be serious in nature or yung mabigat yung pagkakalabag na nagawa and related to the employee's duties, or nauugnay yung paglabag na nagawa sa kanyang tungkulin. What are the just causes for termination? We have serious misconduct, willful disobedience of a lawful order, gross and habitual neglect of duties, fraud or willful breach of trust, commission of a crime or offense against the employer, and other similar causes. Para po mas madali nating maintindihan, let's discuss on what constitute each type of just causes for termination. Una, serious misconduct. Attorney, ano nga ba ang mga halimbawa ng serious misconduct bilang grounds for dismissal? Ang halimbawa po nito ay sexual harassment. Yung bang ang isang manager or supervisor humingi ng sexual favor from a staff at ginawa niya itong kondisyon sa pagkuha o patuloy na pagtatrabaho o sa pagbibigay ng promosyon o pribilehiyo. Dahil dito po, pwedeng matanggal si manager or supervisor sa kumpanya. Serious misconduct rin po yung nahuli yung dalawang empleyado na nagtatalik sa loob ng company premises and during work hours. Kasama rin po sa serious misconduct as a ground for dismissal kapag nahuli ang isang empleyado na gumagamit ng illegal drugs within company premises. Pangalawa, willful disobedience of a lawful order. Ang halimbawa naman nito ay yung refusal to explain his absence o yung pagtanggi na ipaliwanag kung bakit si empleyado hindi pumasok, or the refusal to provide reasonable justification in declining to render overtime work, o yung pagtanggi na magbigay ng reasonableng dahilan sa pag-ayaw kung bakit ayaw mag-render ng overtime sa trabaho. These instances can be considered an act of willful disobedience of a lawful order. What constitute naman gross and habitual neglect of duties as a ground for termination? There is gross negligence when there is absence of or failure to exercise slight care or diligence required, or the entire absence of care or the toothless disregard of consequences without exerting any effort to avoid them, o yung sinasadyang walang gawing pag-iingat or magsagawa ng konting pag-iingat, o yung pagwawalang bahala sa kahihinatnan ng mga gawain at hindi pagsisikap na maiwasan yung aksidente. Halimbawa, kapag ang isang empleyado ay paulit-ulit na kinakalimutan na patayin yung gas bulb sa isang pabrika at iyon ang kanyang pangunahing responsibilidad para maiwasan ang pagsabog o aksidente, is liable for gross negligence. Meron pong habitual neglect naman when there is repeated failure to perform one's duties for a period of time, depending upon the circumstances. Halimbawa po nito, yung palagi ang pag-absent ng walang pahintulot o yung habitual absenteeism without leave. Habitual absenteeism without leave constitute gross negligence and is sufficient to justify dismissal from work. What constitute fraud or willful breach of trust as a ground for termination? There is fraud or willful breach of trust when there is an act of dishonesty by an employee who has been put in charge of the employer's money and property. Said dishonesty amounts to breach of the trust reposed by the employer and normally leads to loss of confidence in the employee. Kaya, the employer has no other option kundi tanggalin yung empleyado. For example, hiding and stealing cash or falsifying expenses. This kind of dishonesty comes within the just and valid causes for termination. Ano naman po itong commission of a crime or offense against the employer as a ground for termination? Commission of a crime or offense against the employer accounts for acts by the employee against the employer or any of his or her immediate family members or duly authorized representatives which caused bodily harm to them. The acts must cause bodily harm to be considered just cause. Sa makatuwid po, ito yung mga aksyon ng empleyado laban sa employer o sa sino mang membro ng kanyang pamilya o sa kanyang representante na nagdulot ng physical pain or injury sa kanila. Ulitin ko lang po na yung aksyon ng empleyado laban sa employer ay dapat magdulot ng physical pain or injury or pinsala sa katawan upang ituring na ground for termination. At yung other similar causes naman includes the following: violation of company rules and regulations, theft of property owned by a co-employee, incompetence, inefficiency, or lack of skill, failure to attain work quota, failure to comply with weight standards, and attitude problem of the employee, Ito yung hindi pagkakaroon ng hindi magandang relasyon sa co-employees, resulting to a strained working environment which brings down the company's performance. Talakayin naman natin yung due process requirement for just causes of termination. Even if the dismissal is based on a just cause, the law requires that the employer follows the due process requirement bago tanggalin ang empleyado. Although it does not invalidate the dismissal, the employer will be required to pay nominal damages to the employee as penalty for not complying the procedural requirements of due process. Ano po ba yung due process requirement for just causes of termination? Una, the employer must identify the proper justification and gather evidence. Si employer kasi is responsible for collecting proof to support the claims for just dismissal. Nasa employer po kasi yung burden of proof to substantiate that the dismissal was lawful. Pangalawa, notify the employee and the labor authorities. Employers must provide the first notice to the employee, stating the identified grounds or basihan ng dismissal, with detailed narration of facts and proof establishing the grounds, and a directive that the employee can submit a written explanation within 5 days after receiving the first notice. Pangatlo, give the respondent employee a fair trial o patas na pagdinig. The employer needs to schedule a hearing to allow the employees to defend themselves. Finally, send a second notice to the respondent employee of the decision and sanctions. When the employee is found guilty, the official decision containing all the case details will be sent to the employee. Let's discuss naman itong authorized causes for termination. As also mentioned in my first upload, authorized cause refers to circumstances that are not the employee's fault, which can be further classified as business-related or health-related. Ang ibig sabihin po, ang authorized cause ay basehang legal para magtanggal ng empleyado na hindi base sa kasalanan o kapabayaan ng nasabing empleyado. What are these authorized causes for termination? We have installation of labor-saving devices or automation, redundancy, retrenchment to prevent losses, closure or cessation of business, and disease or illness. This time, discuss naman natin yung each kind of authorized causes for termination. Una, installation of labor-saving devices, also known as automation. Ito po yung reduction of the number of workers in any workplace made necessary by the introduction of labor-saving machineries or devices. Sa madaling salita, papalitan ng machineries or devices yung manual labor operation ng company, which can be a ground for authorized dismissal of employees. However, the employer needs to ensure that there was a formal introduction of the equipment, that the installation process was done without abuse or malice towards the affected employees, that it is necessary that these devices be installed, and that the decision of whom to dismiss was fair. Pangalawa, redundancy. Ang redundancy naman po ay nangyayari when an employee's position or task are seen as excessive to what the company demands, such as when multiple employees do the same function when fewer people can accomplish them, or when company decides to downsize its operation. Basically, nag-overstop si company. For redundancy to be a valid ground for dismissal, the company must prove that there is an excess in position or services relative to the company's economic and operational capacity, that the decision of whom to dismiss was fair and done in good faith, and that separation pay shall be given to those who will be dismissed. Pangatlo sa authorized causes for termination ay yung retrenchment to prevent losses. Ito naman po yung pangangailangan ng kumpanya na mag-terminate ng employees due to downsizing because of actual or imminent financial losses. However, retrenchment can be availed of only if the losses incurred are substantial and not too small or immaterial. Second, the losses are actual or reasonably imminent. Third, the retrenchment is reasonably necessary and is likely to be effective in preventing the expected losses. And fourth, the alleged losses, if already incurred, or the expected imminent losses sought to be forestalled, are proven by sufficient and convincing evidence. Pang-apat ay yung closure or ceasing of business. Yung decision to close or to temporarily stop a business operation is the employer's prerogative. However, the employer must prove that the reason was rooted in financial circumstances and not to dismiss employees' rights or agreements. Ang ibig sabihin, yung pagsasara ng business ay dapat base sa kalagayang pinansyal ng kumpanya at hindi para baliwalain ang mga karapatan o kasunduan ng mga empleyado. Employers need to ensure that the dismissal is appropriately done through a written notice to the affected employees and DOLE at least 1 month before the date of termination, and separation pay must be given to the affected employees. The final ground considered as authorized cause for termination is disease or illness, wherein an employer can terminate an employee on the ground of a disease or illness, provided that the declared medical condition prohibits the employee's continued employment or is proven detrimental to the employee or co-employee's health. Also, a credible public health authority must declare in a medical certificate that the nature or stage of the illness is incurable within 6 months o hindi kayang magamot sa loob ng 6 na buwan, even with appropriate medical treatment. The affected employee is likewise entitled to separation pay. Dumako naman tayo sa due process requirement for authorized causes of termination. Just to emphasize, the law requires that the employer follows due process requirement bago tanggalin ang empleyado based on authorized causes. Ano nga ba yung due process requirement for authorized causes of termination? Una, identify the proper justification and gather evidence. Similar with just causes, employers must identify and establish the grounds for dismissal with proof. Dapat natukuyin at ilatag yung basihan ng pagpapaalis sa empleyado. Pangalawa, send the employee a written notice of dismissal stating the grounds at least 30 days before the termination date. Ito yung pagpapadala sa empleyado ng sulat na nagsasaad ng basihan ng kanyang pagkakatanggal sa trabaho at least 30 days prior to termination date. Pangatlo, submit a copy of the notice to the labor authorities. A copy of the written notice must be sent to the regional DOLE office where the company is located. Panghuli, calculate and disburse the appropriate separation pay. Some authorized causes requires employers to provide separation pay based on existing policies of calculation to the dismissed employees. Separation pay. Paglilinaw lang po, wala pong separation pay sa just causes for termination for obvious reasons. Otherwise, it will be an absurd situation wherein gagawa ng mali yung empleyado tapos may reward pang separation pay. Kaya wala pong separation pay sa just causes for termination. Regarding authorized causes for termination, the employee affected shall be entitled to a separation pay equivalent to at least 1 month pay or to at least 1 month pay for every year of service, whichever is higher. In case of retrenchment to prevent losses and in cases of closure or cessation of operations, not due to serious business losses or financial reverses, the separation pay shall be equivalent to 1 month pay or at least 1.5 month pay for every year of service, whichever is higher. A fraction of at least 6 months shall be considered 1 whole year. This is the end of this video upload. If you have questions or clarifications, please comment below. Thank you for watching.